Joining us now, Gordon Chang, author of the book Nuclear Showdown, North Korea Takes on the World. The North Koreans blinked, I think. Why?
Well, I think China put the screws on them, but also it's because we put the screws on China. You know, Kim the Intimidator has been intimidated by an administration that now has got its message discipline problem solved. And I think it's no coincidence that, the Trump administration is now speaking with one voice, and the Chinese decide it's a good time to help us. So, we have overwhelming leverage over China. China has overwhelming leverage over North Korea. And this is a demonstration of it.
Now what? Because all the North Koreans have done is said, okay, we're not thinking of sending over those missiles now, okay? That still means the whole situation is still in place. They've still got the bomb, and they've still got ICBMs.
Right, and also in about a week or two, we start large-scale military exercises in South Korea. They're the Ulchi Freedom Guardian exercises held every year this time, and the North Koreans and the Chinese just hate it. And remember, Kim Jong-un's message is, the Yankees, if they don't behave, if they start to exercise force in our region, then we will do something. And they consider the exercises as prelude to war. So we can expect something in a week or so when the North Koreans, and they always do this every year, Stuart, they always do something around the start of these exercises.
But the key thing, surely, is if they launch another missile. Because at that point, the Secretary of Defense is threatening to say, we'll shoot it down. I mean, he didn't say that explicitly, but he'll do something about a launch of a missile. That's the crunch time, isn't it? That moment.
Certainly. If we see them launching and we think it's going to drop in the middle of nowhere in some ocean, we probably won't do anything. But if it gets close, if we think that it might land close to Japan or Guam or anywhere else where we've got friends, then yes, we probably will try to shoot it down. And we'll bring our forces into place early to make sure that we're capable of doing that.
What we want is the removal of North Korea's nuclear program and the removal of their intercontinental ballistic missile program. That's a lofty goal. We're going to get it?
Well, I think that if we try, we certainly have the capability of doing it. American presidents, decades in, decades out, did not use the elements of American power to protect the American people from North Korea. And now we have a president who has said, disarming North Korea is at the top of our agenda. We no longer have a goal of trying to integrate China into the international system. And part of the problem in the past was we elevated that goal over disarming the North Koreans. That's no longer true. So what we have today is, because of this switch of priorities, we have the precondition for success. I'm not saying that it's sufficient, of course. It certainly isn't. But now at least we are on the road to a solution, and we can now use U.S. power.
And it's this president that's done it?
Certainly this president has done it because, the previous president and the one before him, by the way, they had other goals which were far more important than disarming the North Koreans.
What's the bottom line of your book, the new book on North Koreans and nukes?
Well, it's an old book from 2006, just before they detonated their first nuke. The bottom line is that the U.S. can do this. And unfortunately, for various reasons, we haven't. And now, it's been a failure, and it's been an historic failure. And when historians look back at this period, Stuart, they're not going to say, oh, we're interested in North Korea or China. They're going to be interested why American presidents did not protect the American people.
Okay. Gordon Chang, thanks for joining us, as always, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Stuart.
All right.